Yeah.
Hi.
What is that noise?
I don't know. Can you hear the bird chirping outside?
That's the freaking bird?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear that. Very loud. Very
Now,
loud.
now you get it. Now you understand my
Oh
vendetta
my
against
God.
birds. And the window's closed.
Yeah,
I want to
that's
off myself.
crazy.
Yeah. Just imagine that at 4 o'clock in the morning.
No, I don't want to.
No, it's
Mm-mm.
the absolute worst. Let me see if I can like close the blinds and maybe that'll do it some more too. I might have scared it off, but it might be back in like 2 minutes.
Nice.
So,
So, hi. Hi,
hi.
Karen.
How goes it?
It goes. It goes.
It
Yeah.
goes all right.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we're just gonna do like the little season 3 like opening episode,
Intro.
right?
Yeah.
Cool. Who's with you tonight?
Edith. She's over there chilling.
I love her so much.
Yeah,
She's so
she's
cute.
cute. We just tried to do some training with her, and I was like,
No.
she's just like, I don't know.
How
She's
old is
just
she?
like they said she was like 5, but
Oh,
I don't know. She's like a million miles a minute.
so
It's
she's
like,
Rose.
yeah, Rosie, but if you condense Rosie into like this big, yeah, still the
Fair.
same amount of energy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
but
Cool.
she's good. We're working on auto down, so
Nice.
yeah, we'll see.
You know, it
Yeah.
is what it is. Cool.
Well, welcome, Karen.
Oh yeah, we should do that whole thing. Do you want to do the whole intro, or do you want
Sure,
me to? Okay.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Welcome to Beers and Biscuits, a dogcast for the rest of us. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Karen.
Grab a beverage, give your dog a biscuit, and enjoy this conversation.
Look
We
at
did
us.
it.
We crushed that. We did. Season
It's
3, and we've
yeah,
finally
finally.
gotten it
I just
together.
moved the paper down so I could read it.
Oh, I thought you were off. I thought you were
No,
off the script entirely. And I
mm-mm.
was like,
No, I
oh,
just moved it.
I thought we finally had it.
No, I still need the teleprompter. I'm good.
That's all right. That's all right. I probably if I was doing it, I probably would too. But
Mm,
because you were doing it, I was like, I don't need to look.
right.
You've got this. But well, this right here is very exciting. Us trying out some
Mm,
video this
yep.
season.
Mm-hmm.
Not for every episode, unfortunately, but
No, but you wore me down.
I did. I
You
did.
broke me. You broke me, Karen. Look at. So this is why I don't want to do video. Look at. Got the
Oh,
hair going everywhere. Well, I'm just
you
gonna
can
leave
see
this like
I've
this
got
today.
a random dog sweater that was actually supposed to go to you because that was another one-legged dog one, but I think the one you have
Oh,
fits
thanks.
fine. A random blanket, my air purifier.
What? Do you
This is
know another three-legged dog?
no, you just said the one that I first sent to you fit fine. So then I was like, oh well. But if it
Yeah, but that
doesn't,
doesn't mean I can't use two.
all right. The next time I leave the house and get a
Look
box,
at
that
this.
one's going to you. And I
Oh
find where I
goodness.
wrote down your address. I will. It'll be in the mail to you. Actually, I'm waiting on a couple of things to arrive for you anyway.
Nice.
So
I have a
then
box for you too. So at some point.
one of these days we're gonna get together. One of these days. But we digress.
Hmm.
So, what can our lovely listeners expect from season 3, Nicole?
Boy.
That eye roll, I feel like that is.
So no, so we're trying the video thing. Um, like you said, not all of the interviews were recorded for various reasons. Apparently I have a lisp now. Um,
Technology just likes to fight us, like,
yeah,
every step of the way,
yeah.
and so sometimes it just didn't
We
work out.
completely got rid of the other platform because technology was not fun. Sorry, Riverside, but you screwed the
Yeah.
pooch. So we went to a free software. So we'll see how it works.
Mhm.
Um, so that's different. So we got the videos now. We got some really exciting guests that are coming. Um, we've got Sparrow Wiser from Wiser Ways that we did. We're bringing back Heidi from
Yeah.
season one. Um,
Colleen. We had Colleen.
Colleen, yes. Didn't forget her. I was just thinking of who was coming up. Um,
Oh.
yeah. Um, we got Toby
Yes.
coming up. That'll be fun.
Mhm.
I think we're still gonna do Angela Meglio.
Mhm.
I think we definitely should have Jamie back on since she's got some life changes
Absolutely.
happening.
Yes, been chatting with her, and I'd love to have her on again.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just
But
really excited.
yeah.
Yeah, where I feel like, let me finish the sentence, everybody, before you jump down my throat and
Mhm,
get mad. I feel like we're trying to also highlight a lot of male positive reinforcement dog trainers this season as well,
mhm. Yeah,
because it is such a heavily female dominated field that sometimes their voices get kind of left behind.
right,
And we just want to showcase that there are men out there who are confident and intelligent enough to know you don't need to crank and yank on a dog to get them to do what you want.
right. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's kind of a reoccurring theme for sure. Um, but I think we're going to talk about a lot of different things,
Yes.
right? If you're coming to season three, hopefully you stopped by and watched the special broadcast that we had with um, Zach and Bree George. So, something different. Um, and we're bringing on a whole new segment.
And I
I'm
cannot
excited about it.
wait. I can't even wait. It's it's just going to be so much fun.
Mhm.
Not that our regular episodes aren't, but these episodes, these segments, it's just you and me. We're
Mhm.
just chatting and laughing and having fun. I don't know if we want to give away what it is, but I think
So,
everybody's going to get a kick out of it.
yeah. So basically what we're bringing this season is kind of a mini episode. We're going to do it in between the regular episodes. So, kind of a little mini episode where Karen and I go over all the fun things that happen on social media. Yeah,
And it's a hoot.
it
Hopefully,
is a
it'll
hoot.
leave people laughing and feeling
Hmm.
better about their social media experiences. And we're
Hmm.
also sharing not just our experiences on social media in these little episodes, but we're sharing some of our listeners, our followers, our friends' experiences as well.
Yeah.
And it's so much fun. It's so much fun.
And completely different from the feel of these because I kind of went a little overboard with the editing.
I can't wait for people to see what you did with the editing in these episodes because it is so good. Not that your other editing isn't, because that is equally just as good, but this
Mm.
is more,
Fun,
yeah, it's fun.
more
It's
fun.
light. At least I hope that's what
Yeah.
people take away from it.
Yep.
So it's going to be good. I'm really excited for this season. I know I say that pretty much every episode and every time we do one of these, but I love this project that we're doing,
Hmm.
highlighting people's experiences and I don't know for you, but I know for me, I get a lot of messages saying like how much they loved the episode or the season and how much they related to it, and people just
Right.
finding community in it, and
Yeah.
that's fantastic to me.
Right. I mean, that's great, right? Like our one listener grew, so now we have two,
Woo-hoo!
and then hopefully, we'll have three, and
That's a little wild and hope for four, you know.
that community will grow. Yes,
But
our
that's how it
community.
starts. At the end of the day, you know, somebody has
Hmm.
to be first, and it's we're all well. Also, we will have our first international guest in Toby coming on. So maybe we'll get
Yes.
across the pond some more, you know?
Yep. Hmm.
So that's pretty
Yep.
cool,
That's true too. That's true too.
right?
And and we just want to be clear that we don't count ourselves in the listener numbers. So it
Oh, for
really
sure,
is like
no.
four real people, not just two people plus me and Karen.
Well, I don't know. You could probably because like I'll listen to yours, but I hate listening to myself back. I'm like, go. Oh, is Nicole talking again? Okay, I can listen.
Oh, you're funny. You're funny.
Well, to me, it's like proofreading, and you know how much I love doing that.
Mhm.
It's like I did it once, I experienced it. I don't want to know what I
Right.
said again
Right.
because I probably said something poorly and I don't want to relive that experience. For me, like, I don't want to hear me, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
So
yeah.
good. So yeah, so let's I have some icebreakers for
Oh
you.
gosh, I didn't know we were doing this.
Yes.
I'm into it. Let me pull mine up then.
Oh, I'm gonna pull your list up. Okay.
Yeah, of
All right.
course
So
I am.
I've got like kind of a serious one and
Okay.
then a funny one.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
We'll do serious first.
Mm-hmm.
Karen,
Nicole.
what is your biggest regret in life thus far?
um, does it have to be dog related or just like in
No, it could
general?
be anything. Anything. This is where we get to, give a little piece of ourselves to the listeners and,
Oh my gosh, biggest
yeah.
regret. I know it's probably going to sound cheesy, but like for the most part, I don't really have regrets because even though
Mm.
I don't like to listen to myself back, like
Mhm.
I did it, and I also firmly believe that like if I changed anything in my life, I wouldn't be
Right.
where I am today. However, if I had to pick something, I would probably say not believing in myself with CJ
Mm.
sooner and like letting what random people I may walk by
Yeah.
think what I think they're thinking stop me from taking him out sooner because he
Right.
would react. You know what I'm trying to say?
Mhm. Yeah,
But even that,
absolutely.
I think that's part of that whole I had to go through that phase to get where I am now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Dang, hitting with a hard one right away.
All right, what's yours? Go ahead.
Well, I wasn't ready for serious ones because I always like
That's okay.
the funny ones, but I guess this could be kind of serious though. So you're stranded on a remote desert island. Are
Okay.
you alone or with your worst enemy?
Hmm. I could go so dark with this, but
Right?
hmm. Do I say it? Do I say is
I,
cannibalism off the table?
well, I mean, I I don't feel like now is the right opportunity for you to ask me that question because I've been watching the Hannibal movies recently. We've been binging them.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna say it should be off the table.
Right, right. Of course it should. It should.
It's just
Uh,
that whole dinner scene. Oh, I
mm,
can't. No. Mm-mm.
I just watched a documentary about um, Michael Rockefeller.
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody ever watched that. But anyway, speaking of cannibalism, it's a good documentary. Should watch it.
So, are you on the island alone or not?
Oh, okay, okay. Ah, it's a tough question. It is deeper than you intended it to be because I don't really have enemies.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sure people don't like me and hate me or whatever. That's fine. That's your prerogative.
Right.
But I don't invest that much into disliking, hating, being an
Mhm.
enemy of somebody or somebody of me, however
Mhm.
that should be worded. So, so yeah, I feel like I would probably be alone. Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't even know who would be that other person. I just don't care enough.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, and I would prefer to be alone. So, yeah.
Yeah. Reasonable.
That answer your question.
It does. It
And
does.
that
And I think
prevents me from cannibalism too by being by
it's a
myself. So,
win-win. It's a win-win for everyone. So
it
nothing
is.
nothing
It
could go
is.
wrong here.
All right. So my second question for you
Mhm.
is because I kind of heard this. I heard you mention this and I want to get deeper into it. So,
Okay.
have you ever seen a ghost?
Ooh.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
So I have had ghost experiences, but I
Okay.
have not seen them. My sister
Okay.
has seen a ghost though, and I had an experience with the same ghost, but I never saw him.
Okay. Do tell.
So, well, my house is haunted. For
Right.
I firmly believe that. But this was back one of my aunt's houses that she owned. My sister and I were staying over, and my sister woke up in the middle of the night and she saw a little boy, and then she saw a older man, and she covered her head. We were young at the time. She covered her head and just never said anything about it because she was
Mm-hmm.
so scared. But you would go into that house and you would just feel it. Like something is off here. And I was never like comfortable, especially in the
Right.
stairway, whatever. I would like run even up until she sold it a few years ago. So without telling us, my aunt brought somebody into the house, like
Mm. A medium or
a medium. I forget exactly what her specialty was, but she came in, and this woman, all she wanted to know was the address of where she was going. She did not want to know anything else. And the minute she walked into that door, she said, "Your niece had an experience here with a ghost, and he scared her really badly." And at this time, this had been years later. My sister had finally confessed that this happened. And so my aunt was like, okay, weird. And then, so yeah, my sister has had experiences. I've had experiences here at my house especially when we first moved in. Neil was working night shift. I was alone. I heard boots coming up the stairs, and then somebody knocked on my bedroom door, and I opened it, and there was nobody there.
God, why would you open it?
Because you're in my house, first and foremost, I'm going to defend myself. But second of all, I want to know what's going on. Like,
Have you never seen a scary movie?
I've seen every scary movie you could possibly think of. And I will not, I think, first and foremost, if a ghost is going to knock on my door, you're being polite. You're not just barging into the room. So then I'm going to be polite back and open the door for you. An evil ghost isn't going to be
No.
like, hey, can I come in? He's going to just
Mm.
walk his way in.
You've never seen Salem's Lot.
Well, okay. I mean, yes. Okay, fine. I'll give you that one. I'll give it to you.
They
But
do. They ask for permission.
they
"Can I
do.
please come in?
But
Please."
then there was like other times where like I heard like a window breaking, but no window broke. I heard like pots and
Mm,
pans being moved around. One time a bell rang in our house and like we don't have bells.
mm,
And so I love ghosts. I am polite to them as long as they're polite to me. The ones in this house are good ghosts. The ones in my
mhm.
aunt's house, the older man was mean. The little boy was very nice, but she did like clear the spirits.
Nice.
When I first moved in, I saged the house, but I haven't since because we have like a deal, you know, like do
Right,
your
right,
thing, just don't wake me up in the middle of the night. So,
right, yeah.
yeah.
True, true.
Have you ever seen a ghost?
Yes. Mhm,
Yeah. Tell me
mhm.
everything.
So, I'm convinced that the house that we grew up in, that my parents still live in, was haunted, and the ghost name was Bob, and he was dressed like the Gordon's fisherman, which makes sense if you know where we live.
Right.
Right.
Absolutely does.
Yeah. And he he lived in this lamp. We had a
Okay.
lamp. It was a fisherman lamp,
These things are
and he
tracking.
lived in it. Huh?
This is all tracking now. He's a fisherman
Yes.
living in a fisherman.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's we laugh about it and joke about it, like, yeah, obviously it didn't really happen or whatever, but it did. But it did.
Yeah.
So, weird stuff would happen like all the time. Same like with you. You'd hear things that like
Yeah.
are not possible.
Yeah.
Um, things move, things get, whatever. All the classic,
Yeah.
ghosty type stuff. Um, but yeah, his name was Bob. We
I
used to
love
see
it.
him like a lot. And then when I was in Washington, we're getting really into this, but
Right.
I'm gonna tag Two Girls, One Ghost in this so they can listen to it. Maybe they'll have us
Oh my God.
on.
Come
Um,
to my house, do whatever. Come, let's
mhm,
talk because I would love to know my ghosties' names,
yeah,
but
yeah.
apparently we're not on that level yet.
I am convinced when I lived in Washington that I had a demon attached to me for a very brief time. So I allowed a friend, disclaimer, don't ever allow your friends to do experiments on you. I allowed a friend to do some energy work, which definitely opened some sort of demon door.
And you gotta
So,
close those. You can't just leave
yeah,
them
yeah.
open.
So I would see, so like I lived in an apartment, I lived in the second floor, and I had, because I was in the military, you have to get up super early. It's still really dark out. Um, and I would see like a shadow in my apartment, right? And you're like, okay, whatever. It's a trick of the light, like something, whatever. Um, and I'd be like down in my parking spot, like looking up at my apartment window and then the door and then the landing coming down. And I would see this like disgusting black figure with like the most piercing, like murderous red eyes.
First of all, how have you and I never had this conversation before? How have we never had this?
So, yeah. Yeah, and I saw that like several times and I was like, what the fuck is going on? And of course, the first thing you think is like, I'm totally seeing things. This
Right.
isn't happening. But
Yeah.
then like you start to like feel it. Like
Mhm.
I don't feel like I feel weird. Like I
Mhm.
feel weird when I go in my apartment. You know what I mean? And I
That
was
was the
like,
feeling I
oh,
would get going into my aunt's house. I was like, "Oh, I don't
yeah.
wanna really be
Like
here."
really like a deep, heavy, like trepidation. Like I just like super heavy. And then so then what happened is I was telling this friend, I was like, I don't know what the F you did,
Yeah.
but and then he was like, oh, the demon? And I was like, seriously, dude? The demon? You're just telling me that you have seen this and you didn't want to tell me about it? But who knows? I mean, could all be hocus pocus, but whatever. It's real to me. So
I don't think it's hocus pocus at all. And I don't like to like mess with that stuff because I'm cool with
mhm.
the good ones. Like if you're polite, you're
Right,
nice, come, welcome, let's have a meal. And I mean, I know you can't really eat it, but like hang out
right.
and smell it. But
Yeah,
like when it comes to that stuff, your girl doesn't play. Your
yeah.
girl, no, no.
I ended up having the apartment cleansed and
Yeah.
very, very soon after that moved out. So, but yeah, I mean, it was very off putting.
Well,
I want a
yeah,
fun ghost. I want a fun
right.
ghost that's gonna like, move some
Exactly.
Legos around so you step on them and stuff.
Exactly. I go to psychics all the time. Like I love them and like mediums. Like I just you want me to do that? I'm in. I'm in. And there was this one woman I went to her a few times actually because she was really good. And I was like, all I said to her was, because at the end of this, she was like, "Oh, was there anybody that you were hoping to like connect with or whatever?" I was like, "Oh, well, there
Yeah.
was one person," and she was like, "A man, right?" And I was like,
We're
"Yeah,
like, how'd you know that?
right." And then she's like, "And
Mm,
this man died quite tragically." I was like,
mm,
"Yeah," and so I'm not going to tell that story because it's not my story to tell. But she was like, "Oh, well, don't worry. He's fine now, but he still goes and visits your dad all the time and he
mm.
moves stuff around. So ask your dad if he moves stuff." And I go to my dad. He's like, "Yeah," because he had items of this man. And he was like, "Yeah, sometimes I'll just find it in different locations." And I was like, "Oh, well, that's him letting you know he stopped by for a visit." And so I fully believe in that stuff. And I love
Yeah,
the fun ones. So,
yeah, I do.
yeah.
But I mean, I'm not like, I know we talked about it in season one or season two, whatever, but I'm totally into like cryptozoology and let's talk about aliens and
I
yeah,
feel like we
all
need
that
to have
stuff.
another
Bigfoot
podcast.
is
Yep.
real. I don't care what you say. Bigfoot is real. I
And
don't care.
Nessie, the Loch Ness
Yep.
Monster. Come on now. Come on.
Chappie. Yep.
I
Chappie,
mean,
Nessie.
come
Yep.
on. I
Hmm.
just,
Mothman, totally real.
and he's like,
Chupacabra, definitely real.
for
Yes.
sure. For sure.
I
I'm
think we
sorry,
need
but
to change the entire scope of our podcast
I think so.
because,
I feel
yeah,
like it's
that's it,
now
everybody. No more dog stuff. We're just
sorry.
totally going full in
It's now
ghosty stuff.
ghosts and gruel.
Okay, well, let's bring it back. Let's bring it back
Right?
then. I'll segue this back into dogs.
Please do.
um, Ghosts of dogs passing or have passed? Yes, no.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I like to think so. I mean, I don't have a lot of ghosts. Well, that's not true. I have
Hmm.
client ghosts, but um I think it's important that like regardless if our listeners believe in this stuff or not, just like what we want them to do with every episode, that they keep an open
Hmm.
mind and that they
Yeah,
don't just write it off. We're not trying to change anybody's minds or opinions, but also don't we're not just going to like shit on people for beliefs that they have, you know,
right. Exactly.
unless they want to electrocute dogs
I mean,
professionally. I'm
what is
not talking
that?
about
What is that?
the
Hmm.
homeowners that or the homeowners,
The
people
homeowners.
the people at home that don't know any better.
The people
I'm
at
not talking
home.
about you. I'm
Yeah.
talking about the professionals that do it for money. So
Hmm.
skip that.
Yes. Yeah. Well, there. We sort of brought it back to dogs.
I tried. I made an effort. So what can we do? What can we do?
All right. You got another question for me?
I do. And I think I may have mm, actually no, I'm going to change my mind. What is a weird food you have tried and would you eat it again?
Oh, God. Huh. A weird food. Um, yes. It was like I want to say it was like, it definitely was whale blubber, I think.
Mm-hmm.
It was, I don't, it was hard because the a language barrier there in Japan.
Yep, yep, yep.
But I'm almost positive it was like whale blubber that was kind of like molded to make you think it was like a really cool popsicle. It was like on a stick. And we're like, oh, that looks so cool. But then you like bite into it and it was like not cool at all. Um, so definitely that, whatever it was. Whatever it was, definitely no. Um, and I've had eaten scorpions. I do not prefer those. Not I don't want to try those again. Um, yeah.
All right, that seems fair.
I mean, in terms of like regular food though, like I hate berries. Anything with seeds in it is a no for
I don't
me.
understand it. Like I people who love strawberries
Right. It's so
are
weird. It's like gross.
obsessed with it. I'm like,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
It's
Been
just
there. Tried it. Won't do it again. Nope.
yeah. Like I want to because
Done.
like they look so good, you know? Like they're aesthetically pleasing, but texture,
Yeah.
no. No.
I mean, even if like I go to get a smoothie and like I didn't realize it had strawberries in it,
Mhm.
and I'm like, oh, I got a strawberry seed. And then, my sister's like, oh, you can't tell. And I was like, I literally, that was a strawberry seed. And then like you look back and you're like, oh yeah, it has strawberries in it.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. No,
I'll
no
I'll
bueno.
drink a raspberry. Jesus. I'll drink like a strawberry banana smoothie all day long. But ask me to eat one? Simply
Mm,
no. Simply no.
yeah, gross.
Yeah. Well, the people get what they get from us. And here it
Yeah.
is, ghosts and strawberries.
Ghosts and berries. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. But I
So, all right. So I'll bring it back to why we're actually here. Um, what are some topics that you hope we'll cover?
well, I don't want to say anxious about this season because I don't think that's it. I think I'm more anxious about the climate of the dog world
Oh, yeah.
for this season. And
Yes.
so I'm excited to hopefully bring some joy back into it.
Mm,
While we're having some deep conversations, still finding that levity and what brings us here, which is the dogs.
right.
And that's why I love our icebreaker questions so much. Like, yes, they're random and they make us laugh, and we talk for 20 minutes about ghosts instead of about dogs, but I think that also builds a community. But to I'm excited to talk to Toby because I don't
Yes.
know enough about the shelter side of things. Yes, I've volunteered in them before, but not as extensively as he does.
Right.
I'm also excited to learn about maybe what differs across the pond and what's the same, you know? I'm excited for Heidi to come back and share her newest adventure.
Hmm.
But yeah, what about you? What are you excited about?
I mean, honestly, I'm honestly excited about the special segments. The unsocial media stuff. No, I mean, I think I've understand what you're saying. Like, I'm just so disenchanted with everything, and so I kind of feel like I hope I don't Debbie Downer the shit out of all these episodes because I'm just, yeah, I'm like, it's just, it's so daunting. Like every day. Like even if I'm like, I'm not going to look at social media today, it's like people send me stuff. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like I have, yeah, like I'm out of it. I'm out of the game. I took this other job. It's not really training. It's kind of helping guardians and kind of like bridging that gap between guardians and trainers, but no more training. Like I just am so, yeah, the whole climate of everything. Um, I'm done with banging my head against a wall. So,
It's tough too because I feel the same as you do, but then there are also people that I would consider dear friends that are out there still fighting the good fight. So like
mm,
I want to be there for them and I want to
right.
support them. But in the same breath, I'm like, how is this still a thing that we are fighting? How is it
Hmm.
in 2024 or 2025 or whenever anybody listens to this? Hopefully by 2025 or 2026. Let's be
Oh,
honest,
definitely by
2027.
2026.
2025, that's
Yeah.
ambitious. 2026, hopefully. But like it, hopefully by then, like we're not still fighting for just don't beat the shit out of your dog in the name of training, you know?
But see, that's what gets me though, is that we have been fighting that.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, again, it's not new. It's
Yeah.
nothing new. And it's like the thing that really bothers me is when people try to, I don't even think water it down is the right word, but like the concepts, right? Like the overarching concepts of the things that we talk about. It's not just dogs, right? It's
Right.
like it applies to people, it applies to children, it applies to school environments, it applies to how we help people in the mental health care system. Like, you just first do no harm. Like, why that to me, like I know I don't need to take the Hippocratic oath because I'm not in the medical field, but it's like, how is that not the first step of your thought process when working with a living being creature? That's what I just have a hard time wrapping my head around.
Well, and like even today, I logged on to social media and a big creator who I didn't even realize
Mm.
was CPDTKA
Mhm.
was talking
Mhm.
about. Oh, did you see it today too?
Mhm.
I was like, I tried to watch, I did watch the whole thing, and I just kind of left scratching my head. I was like, what did I just listen to?
Yeah.
And also, why is it that the goalpost always moves? And yes, science is always evolving, changing, we're learning. And so it should, in some ways, the goalpost should move. However, at the very, I know you just said you don't like watering it down, but I'm going to water it down from at the very base of everything we're saying is just don't hurt others.
Mm.
That's all we're looking for, and I don't understand why people can't get behind that, and it's so disheartening, and it's
Yeah.
just frustrating.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
um,
see, I Debbie Downered the shit out of this episode.
no, not at all, because I think we're all feeling this, And
Yeah.
we're stuck between, I feel like we're all kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place. I don't want to speak for everybody, but that's the general consensus I'm getting, because I have shared on my platforms before that across the board, not just in the dog training field, but people who do social media just for their life and people who do social media for their business and all this stuff, they don't want the influencers anymore. They want authenticity. They want
Right.
social media to be what it was about, but we're also trying to change things. And so it's, do I do this or do I do this? And we're all exhausted. So I think if
Yeah.
we're coming and we're saying, we're feeling this, hopefully that'll help other people be like, okay, I'm not alone in wanting to take that break or maybe change what I'm posting or how I'm doing things.
Right.
So I don't think it's Debbie Downer at all. I think you're just saying exactly what everybody is feeling, but nobody wants to admit.
Mm. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. But hopefully,
Mm.
the conversations we have the rest of the season, there will be
Yeah,
those
it'll be good.
moments. Yeah, there'll
Yeah.
be those moments of connection that people can find and maybe see themselves in. And as we continue to learn from each other, that's ultimately how those changes happened, having these
Right.
conversations. So
Yeah, absolutely. Yep.
I now want to ask,
Okay.
no, well, I was just going to say, I want to ask every single guest from now
Oh,
on if they
okay.
have a ghost experience.
Yes.
I think that
We'll
should
do
just
it.
be like our base first
We'll do it.
question out the gate. What's your ghost experience?
Sure. Let's do it.
I'm into it.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Yeah.
are a past guest listening to this and you are disappointed that you have missed out on this opportunity, send us a message and we will share your
Yeah.
story. Or if you want to come
Yes,
back on,
absolutely. Yeah,
come on
absolutely.
now.
Yeah. Yeah. We could do that. We could have have people back on just to share that. Have a special episode. Special episode.
What's your ghost story? It doesn't have to relate to dogs. Or you can just
Right.
comment, on whatever platform you're listening to
Yeah.
this on.
But if it does relate to dogs, even better.
Exactly. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Now I want to finish recording so it's not on record, even though I don't really care. And then I want to talk to you about that post that we were just talking about from a big
Okay.
creator today.
All right. So you want to take us home then?
Sure. Well, I'm going to speak for both of us momentarily.
Mm-hmm.
I think we are both so excited to be back, to be sharing
Yep.
season 3. We hope you enjoy this season. We hope you interact, leave comments, send us messages, because we love all of that. Share.
Yep.
And if you haven't been a guest before and you want to be a guest, send us a message. We'd love to have you on. But in the meantime, I don't remember. We hope you enjoyed this conversation. And don't forget to give your dog a biscuit from us.
Yay! We did it, Jerry.
We